Okay, here we are in Worm Wars. Okay, so we have Gur13 in the teal playing as Guardians here, alongside BoomyArc in the red playing as Marines, JustPlainSavage in the orange playing as Marines, and Tritonator in the green playing as Marines. So we have 3 Marines and a Renegade, holy crap. On the other hand, their opponents in the top right is lunatic-monster in the yellow playing as Renegades, some Russian name playing Marines in the dark blue, Q4 Shocks in the bright pink playing as Renegades, and another Marines here, Dwelshy, in the purple. So we only have Marines and Renegades in this match. That's interesting. So I suppose there might be some kind of lack of harass here. We're going to have large armies most likely. Most likely these big, tanky late game compositions. Actually, no, the Renegade players might be able to do some rocket chopper harass. But I suspect we might end up seeing these games with a lot of heavy tanks and Gorgons, which might be really interesting to watch. I want to watch that at least. Not sure if it'll happen though. I forgot about my overlay. Okay. Yeah, I temporarily had to take that overlay off because I was casting games that I was playing, but here we are back. Maybe I should just keep it on all the time because it doesn't really block much information. Even if I'm doing the playing, it doesn't really block much. But yeah, okay, it looks like Gur13 is kind of expanding in this direction. Tech Lab about to finish straight after the power. Okay, so that's a Renegade generic tech path. That's normal. Same thing for Lunatic-monster, although he is a little behind. He is a little behind Gur13 in his speed. Looks like okay, this is gonna be hard. Dwelshy, 4 harvesters, 2 of them, no, 5 harvesters actually, 2 of them rejected from the original location. Actually, no, just 1 was probably rejected. The other one just came out right after. Okay, so 5 harvesters for Dwelshy, 5 for this Russian dude, 6 for BoomyArc, and 5 just for JustPlainSavage, and it looks like 5 for Tritonator. So yeah, these players are going to be competing a lot for their harvester positions. I think this, oh gosh, Q4 Shocks basically has 3 positions and then the entire area's off. Yeah, this is pretty crazy. Like, our Renegades players basically have 3 points each, and then the rest of the points have all been taken by Marines. Holy crap, how many open spots are there's not there, after this harvester finds its place, pretty much every resource point has been called for. I mean, this one hasn't been built up yet, but it's pretty much been reserved. Like, if any player went over here and sent a harvester here right now, I think, and they didn't immediately realize it was a mistake, it'd be a pretty dumb move. Okay, oh gosh, I think this Russian is gonna do this. I think the Russian dude, he's taking territorial expansion to this limits. Oh no, he's gonna try to take this point. Lunatic-monster is gonna be in some economic trouble soon. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna be good for him if his teammate doesn't realize what's happening. Oh, the tanks are gonna go for the crush. Gur13 is gonna get some crushes with these tanks. Couple infantry dead, but the infantry did split. This group of MG inf is not gonna end up shooting though. Lunatic-monster is gonna try to split, but all those infantry are going to die. Gur13 winning this exchange, definitely. It looks like he is going to head on a little forwards. Okay, it looks like the Russian is trying to expand here. He has moved. No, he's still in this spot. Ouch. Lunatic-monster is definitely going to be hurting for eco, being stuck on 2 points. He will definitely not really be able to reach full tech potential. I mean, three even? Okay, so earlier I said that I thought these players were going to reach heavy tank tech and stuff. Unless the Marines start sending the Renegade teammates money, that's not going to happen. 2 is definitely not enough for heavy tanks. Like, it's barely enough for rocket chopper. He's only going to be able to produce rocket choppers without much ground if he goes the rocket chopper route. I guess it might be better for him to just go. Actually, I think it'd be best for him to go rocket chopper and just harass and try to get something done with his with harass. On the other hand, we have 3 points for... No, we have 4 points, actually, for Gur13, which means he might be... I think that's enough for rocket chopper and artillery. I'm not really sure if I'd say that's enough for heavy tank though. I think you'd want a 5th point if you wanted to do that. On the other hand, I'm sure a player like JustPlainSavage would have a little extra resources and be like, yo, I'm gonna send my renegade teammate some money, because one of the best combos in the game is when you take a invaders player and a armies player and you put them on the same team, because late game, if the invaders players have been allowed to set up their eco the way they want, they're going to be floating tons of resources they won't be able to spend, while they're on the other hand, armies players are capped basically by how many resource points they have access to normally. So when all of a sudden when the invaders teammates are able to send them income, all of a sudden you have these armies players able to skip building the resource points and instead build straight production. And once that happens, all these production unit buildings only cost like 25 energy, and so then they can build 8. Once they're fully teched, they can just build 8 production buildings, 1 power, 8 production buildings, 1 power, and if they have the income of 3 Marines backing them up, they're going to be unstoppable. On the other hand, I'm not sure if that's exactly what's happening. There are heavy tanks on the field, though, so I can presume he is probably receiving income from JustPlainSavage. Okay, yeah. Yeah, when this happened... The cool thing is these Russians do speak English. That's good. I mean, it's not... I mean, it wouldn't be bad... I mean, it's not a bad thing if you don't speak English, but it's a bad thing for your team if you have 3 people speaking English and you have 1 person only speaking Russian, or like Russian and Ukrainian or something, because then there's a gap in communication. But we have 2 people speaking both Russian and English, it seems, so that's cool. Or at least one of them speaks both Russian and English, I think, and then at least one other dude speaks Russian, so that's okay because there's communication still. Okay, this HQ, wow, just barely saved. Holy crap, that was close. Gur13 must be really happy. Gur13 is Russian too, actually. Pretty sure he's Russian. Although, if he is Russian, I've only seen him say something in Russian like once. Lunatic-monster has fallen. Okay. I feel bad. For the last 3 games I casted, I feel like Lunatic-monster always fell really early. Well, okay, wait, no. The last game, he didn't fall. But, just a BoomyArc with the mass wyvern. These wyverns kind of suck overall, except for the fact they're really good versus buildings. I mean, they're sort of okay versus ground tanks, but where they shine is versus buildings. It's kind of funny. Like, this dude has just basically killed... He basically took out Lunatic-monster, I think, just by killing buildings, and now he's basically taken off Russian name dude. He's gone. On the other hand, Q4 Shocks and Dwelshy, they're next. Oh, and gosh, Dwelshy has 2 of his tech structures here. Dwelshy has GG'd here, losing on this front, I think. Well, I didn't cover this very much, did I? I feel like I didn't cover a lot of the main frontline fights. I only covered some weird harass incidents, and I started talking about eco and how you should send your teammates money if you're a invaders player and you're floating a lot. Just generally, if you're floating a lot, you want to send your team money. And if you don't know who on your team to send your money to, this is a lot of units. Well, look at the Gorgon versus heavy tank fight. I mean, I think the Gorgons might win here, but on the problem is that these heavy tanks, there's more where they came from. The Gorgons can't really be replaced because this Russian dude, he is stubborn. He is on 2 base buildings basically, and that's it. He is stubborn. This dude is wow. Okay, this is what won us World War II here. The Russians being stubborn is how they have lost everything. This Russian dude has lost everything, but he's braving it out like his Red Army ancestors in World War II. He's just saying, screw it. I'm fighting until every last man dies. This is Stalingrad. I mean, he's lost Stalingrad. He's lost his production. I mean, the reason Stalingrad was significant was because it had a lot of like industry and stuff. That's why the Russians didn't want to lose it. Well, that, and also they don't want to lose. But holy crap, he is stubborn, fighting to the last man. I mean, talk about living up to Russian stereotypes. This dude has indeed lived up to his name, whatever it means. I don't know how to read it. I don't know what it means, but whatever it was, he lived up to this. He made his ancestors proud. Let's say that. Okay, yeah, I definitely did not do a very good job commentating what was happening on the front line here. Yeah, but yeah, overall, it is kind of what I wanted to see. Basically, tons of Gorgons and heavy tanks. And judging by the fact that Gur was able to field this many heavy tanks, I definitely think he was being fed some resources. On the other hand, was he fed enough resources? I don't know. I think he could have been fed a little more. But I'm not entirely sure because we can't see resource counts. But whoever was feeding him resources, good job for recognizing that it's a good idea if you're a Marines to feed a Renegade's teammate resources, because they can often use those resources faster than you can. And as a result, you guys can together have a larger, more comprehensive combined army. Yeah.